party animals. Let's go to Nick's place.
What do you think, Joe?
I think we have a 6 a.m. flight tomorrow.
Hey, no problem. I'll get you there on time.
Looking for something? What do you want? Money? What do you want? No! No!
There you are. We've been looking all over for you.
My ankle!
I don't know, CJ. Maybe the blue's a little more,
Impressive.
I like the white myself. It's subtle yet elegant.
Yeah, well, it's just that, Joanne's an old friend of mine. Her daddy used to own the best clothing store in Houston. And all the years she worked there, she considered me one of her greatest challenges. So I'd like to look,
Impressive.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That accounts for the gentleman's quarterly routine. When is she arriving?
She didn't say on the phone. She just said that she'd flown all night and wanted to see me as soon as possible. Give me that. Joanne, it's great to see you after all these years.
Houston.
I would say the blue was a good pick.
So you stumbled onto the stewardess you fly with,
Bess Jordan.
taking pictures?
Of the murder. It was horrible.
Once you ran, where did you go?
Home. My roommate wasn't there. For a while, I couldn't stop crying. And just as I started to phone the police, Bess called me. From where? I don't know. She'd gotten away. Oh, they stabbed Lana. Bess told me to get out of town as fast as I could and to trust no one, not even the police.
Why would she say something like that?
It's like she knew something, some terrible secret. I just grabbed the first plane. Matt, you gotta help me.
First thing that you have to do is go back there and explain to the authorities what you know about this whole thing.
Not alone. Please come with me.
I have a friend on the force in New Orleans. Haven't seen him in years.
About time you had a reunion.
Shall I have Chris book a flight?
My Ellen has a flight leaving in about an hour.
Good. Oh, CJ, I want you to stay here and mind the store. Now, while Uncle Roy and I get packed, you tell CJ everything you know about this Bess Jordan.
Bess said those men would kill me if I came back, Matt.
Don't you worry. I won't let anything happen to you.
Houston, watch out for the nightlife.
This is the passenger lounge? Looks more like a resort.
Calder Air is to flying what Cartier is to diamonds. The owner is quite a New Orleans booster. In fact, there he is.
Joanne, thank God you're all right. The New Orleans police are looking all over for you.
The police?
You were spotted along with Bess Jordan at the scene of a murder. They can't find Bess either. Why'd you run to L.A.?
To get help. Philip Calder, this is my friend Matt Houston, and his Uncle Roy. Matt and Roy are private investigators.
I see. That's all well and good, but no offense, gentlemen. The New Orleans police force is second to none. And right now, they've got some pretty serious murders on their hands. Poor Lana.
As a matter of fact, Uncle Roy has a very dear old friend on the force.
Yeah, maybe you know him, Clyde Sinclair?
Sinclair, yeah, a detective, isn't he? Close to retirement?
Close. He's had his farewell speech memorized for the last 10 years.
Well, then, any friend of New Orleans' finest is a friend of mine. Sandy, champagne for these folks. If nothing else, we can celebrate the best damn town in America. Follow me. Mr. Houston, do you have accommodations?
Yes, we're staying at the Gulf Court Hotel.
Oh, good. That's one of our best. If there's anything I can do to help while you're in town, just let me know.
Thank you.
You bet. The King girl just showed, with 2 private eyes.
We still haven't found the other girl yet.
Then we nail Joanne King, now, before she identifies you.
Where do we find her?
In the company of one Matt Houston.
Hold it. You're under arrest.
What's the charge?
Impersonating a PI. The Roy Houston I know is out to pasture in Lotus Land, sunning his backside while the rest of us make the country safe for democracy.
Yeah? Well, I heard that the chief of police in New Orleans was thrown in jail for temporary insanity right after he hired some broken-down war horse from Washington who can't find his gun to save himself.
Well, I can find my gun all right. I just can't remember what to do with it.
Clyde Sinclair. I want you to meet my nephew, Matlock Houston.
It's a pleasure, Mr. Sinclair. Uncle Roy's told me an awful lot about you.
Oh, well, in that case, the charge is slander.
And this is my friend, Joanne King.
Yes, indeed. I'm obliged to invite you to the station house for a long chat, young lady.
You know, I've always found those police garrets to be rather cold. Couldn't we have this chat in our room?
You wouldn't be trying to take advantage of the 20 years we spent together in the trenches, would you, Roy?
No, I think he's referring to the excellent brandy we had delivered up to our suite.
Oh, well, come to think of it, police stations give me a chill, too. Wallace R. Dupree, Chief of Operations for the Bayou Bank of Louisiana. Recently arraigned for embezzlement and computer fraud. Charges dropped on a technicality. Now answering to that great parole board in the sky.
I saw them stab that man.
He's the latest in a long line of white-collar criminals to meet their maker in New Orleans.
It's a note pinned to his chest.
It's an order of execution, signed by a group called the Delta Tribunal.
Who are they?
They've taken up where the courts left off, in their opinion. The Delta Tribunal claims to be the sanitation department for the city's executive filth.
Sounds more like a vigilante group to me.
They call themselves anonymous protectors of the innocent people of New Orleans.
Innocent people like Joanne's friend?
We still can't locate your other stewardess friend, Bess Jordan. You know where she is?
No.
All we got's her description. The airline can't locate her file photo.
Joanne, maybe you got a photo or a snapshot or something.
Yes, I have the picture that was taken at the Dixieland Lounge that night. It's still in my purse, I think.
Could you take a look?
Hopefully that could answer one question, what Bess Jordan looks like.
That's just a drop in the Mississippi, Uncle Roy. I mean, why was she taking photographs of a murder? Where is she now? And who are the people that make up this Delta Tribunal?
If we can just get in touch with Bess Jordan, I have a feeling she'll be able to answer our question.
Talk to her. What do you mean? Best call Joanne.
Did what you could, son.
She traveled 1,500 miles to find me. She trusted me.
I looked everywhere for Joanne's photo of Beth. Either she didn't have it or the killer's got it now.
And all because she walked into an alley looking for a friend.
Please, listen, stand back, all right? Come on, we gotta get... Please stand back, all right?
Oh, boy. Here comes the Strawbles. Sinclair!
Claire, what happened here?
Oh, Captain, I'd like you to meet Matt and Roy Houston. These fellows are...
Private investigators. I got your message. They were coming. The question is, why are they here? And why are they involved in official police business? You were supposed to bring that stiff in for questioning.
That stiff was our client, Captain
Conroy.
Now, I talked to Detective Sinclair. He thought it would be all right if I questioned her here in her best interest.
Oh, really? You got any more ideas in her best interest? Now, we've got no description. The one witness left who could ID these men is missing. I've got the press on me like a case of the hives. Enjoy our fair city. Read a brochure on your flight back.
Conroy is from an old blue blood family. He's not used to seeing his name in the paper in anything but favorable print. He's taken a lot of heat.
With his personality, I can't imagine why.
Somewhere out there is a girl who can identify Joanne's killer. We gotta find her before they do.
Matt, I don't think my department's gonna cut into any further involvement on your part.
Look, Clyde, if you have to back away from this one, we can understand.
I look at this boy's eyes, Roy, and I see you 30 years ago in Berlin. What the hell? Won't be the first time I've turned a deaf ear. Yeah? It's the C.J. Parsons.
CJ.
Houston, I talked the airline into telecopying Bess Jordan's personal record. It's not a lot of help. She was only there a couple of months, and prior to that, she seems to have no history.
No history? Where's she live?
Well, until she disappeared, she lived with another stewardess named Vi Charles.
Oh, what about a car?
Well, apparently she owned a red late model Mustang.
Well, I don't suppose the airline can explain what happened to her file picture.
Well, the clerk that I talked to said that it was just torn out of the file.
There is something rotten going on in New Orleans, CJ. I mean, why did Bess warn Joanne not to go to the police? I mean, what's going on here?
I don't have an answer for you, Houston.
Yeah, look, I know. All right. The first thing in the morning, we'll start with a visit to Bess Jordan's roommate. Thanks, CJ.
Houston, I'm sorry about Joanne.
So am I.
Just like old times, huh, Clyde?
Hours of boredom, followed by seconds of stark terror.
Ever get tired of it?
Not for a long time. I came home to retire, and I can't wait.
You're sticking your neck out for us, Clyde. We appreciate it.
Hell, son. Me and your uncle never let a captain type run our lives 30 years ago. Why start now? Got a couple of minutes?
Gee, I have a flight to catch.
How about 1 minute?
Sure.
Any contact from Bess Jordan?
No, nothing since the last time I spoke with you guys. Can I start changing?
All right.
Thank you.
Was Bess driving her Mustang?
I guess so. She had it that night.
I don't suppose you have a picture of Bess, do you?
No, I tried to find one for the police earlier. You'd think a camera nut would have at least one picture of herself. I mean, Bess took her camera with her everywhere. She was always stopping to buy film, taking pictures of the silliest things. But do you know, in this entire apartment, there's not one picture of her.
You know anybody by the name of Neda Olmeyer?
Oh, you found one of the TV checks. That's Bess's stage name.
Neda Olmeyer?
Yes, she said she used to do a little modeling. Those checks come every now and then from a TV station. You know, I didn't think to mention that before. Maybe someone should go to the TV station and ask about her.
WMDL's near Tulane. Take us 20 minutes.
You can drop me at the nearest cab stand.
Where you going?
Oh, you two old pros don't need me.
Didn't say we needed you. Let's ask you where you're going.
A camera store. See what's developing. Just a hunch. I'll give you a call.
Well, hello there.
Some weather we're having.
So I was wondering if you all had some pictures ready for a friend of mine, Bess Jordan.
Nothing for Jordan.
Really? Well, how about Olmeyer?
Netta?
You know her?
Sure, she comes in here all the time. But why are you picking up her pictures?
Well, this is the problem, see. Now, she took some pictures of me also, wanted to put them in her scrapbook, and I didn't want them both to run into each other in here, you know what I mean?
But Netta already called me, and I told her I'd have these for her at 4.
At 4. Well, I must have got my wires crossed someplace. Thanks anyway.
Don't you want to take these to her?
No, I'll let her surprise me. Hope she likes them.
Thank you. Roy Houston.
That's Matt. What'd you find out?
Well, Netta Olmeyer works here, all right, but not as a model. She is a freelance reporter fresh out of journalism school.
Is she working on a story now?
Yep. And one guess.
The Delta Tribunal.
Bingo. She went undercover 2 months ago. The TV station hasn't heard from her for a week. They're worried. They don't know where she is.
Yeah, well, I think I'm about to meet her. I'll leave word for you back at the hotel.
Here you go. Thanks.
See you later, Netta.
Excuse me, Miss Holder. Wait a second. Now, look, I don't want to hurt you. I just want to talk to you, please. Now, look, I know all about Bess Jordan. Wait a second. Listen, wait, just hold it! Back over here, Netta. Now you tell me.
Aren't you?
I'm a friend of Joanne's, private investigator. Tell me something. Why are you so afraid of the police? Joanne's dead.
I didn't know.
Just like Lana. They're both killed because they were getting too close to you. How many people are going to have to die before you tell someone what you know?
I needed proof. This.
Pictures of the murder?
You want to see those animals without masks? Take a look. Well?
haven't explained to me why you haven't gone to the cops.
My ex-boyfriend is a cop. That's how I first learned about the Delta Tribunal and the rumor that someone in the department is a member.
Who?
I don't know yet.
Some hideout?
It belongs to my aunt. She always goes to Europe around Mardi Gras. Can't stand the crowds. Damn it. The camera must have broken when it hit the ground that night.
Which fogged your film?
I had them. A network feed for sure, and I blew it.
Well, these seem to have turned out all right.
Sure, and I can't prove a thing with them.
Who are they?
Members of the Delta Tribunal.
How do you know that?
8 months of political profiling, interviews, tailing, and guesswork. Leonard Carlisle, oil baron. Paul Delaney, Chamber of Commerce. Eleanor Sims, district judge. And this one, the high executioner.
Philip Calder, president of Calder Airlines.
I took the job with Calder Airlines to get closer to him.
That explains how they got a hold of your file photo and how they knew where to find Joanne.
The guerrillas with him are the hit team. Employees named York and Morris.
And the ones that killed Joanne.
Yesterday, I thought I had the pictures to prove it. Today, I've got nothing.
Well, now you know that and I know that. But they don't.
What are you talking about?
Setting a trap. And what if you went to Calder, offered him those pictures for a price?
We've got no pictures.
If he takes the bait, we may as well have.
He'd kill us. You don't know these people. They never leave witnesses.
Please just listen to me, Ned. And we owe something to Joanne, you and me. She's lying dead on a slab of marble because I couldn't protect her. And both Joanne and Lana are dead because they were looking for a friend that they trusted. A friend that was using them for cover. And no television job in the world is going to change that.
I don't think you people have the sense God gave a goose. You had their heads in a vice and you let them slip. Not smart, gentlemen. Not smart at all. Philip Calder. Who? I'm listening.
I want $100,000 in cash. Pier 12 warehouse, midnight. Play straight and you get the photos instead of the morning papers.
Blackmail? I thought this was some kind of self-righteous crusade.
I finally realized it doesn't pay as well.
The negatives, too?
Yes, but I want that money personally delivered by you.
All right. But, Miss Jordan, we'd both better be playing this straight.
Heard you call for a couple of Dobermans, Clyde. You'd feel right at home with these other watchdogs.
Oh, now, believe me, these guys have better things to do. I'm sorry, Roy. Captain's orders.
Where was this guy when they passed out to Southern Charm on a coffee break? Roy Houston.
Uncle Roy, it's Matt.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. Look, are you alone?
I'm with Clyde and a couple of officers.
Tell Clyde to get rid of the others.
Clyde, how about putting out a couple of dogs?
All right. Thank you.
Clear.
All right, here's the scoop. I'm with Neda Olmeyer. We're getting ready to hook the big fish in the Delta Tribunal.
What are you talking about?
Now, some embarrassing snapshots. Some people who would like to buy them. Now, we're going to meet them at the docks at midnight. Neda's going to bring the cake, and I'm going to jump out.
That's with the girl. They're meeting the tribunal at midnight. You need a backup. And this captain's got me in quarantine.
Yeah. Matlock, look, if you've got a line on the tribunal, you better let us handle it.
Clyde, I believe you've got a leak in your department.
Oh, I've been hearing that for months. It's hogwash.
Maybe so. But to make sure, I've got to fly this one solo.
Son, you realize you're sticking me between a rock and a hard place just telling me this, don't you?
All I need is 6 hours.
Well, how many more times do you expect me to go deaf?
1. I want him real bad, Clyde.
What did you say? I can't hear you.
I trust you came alone, Miss Olmeyer. Or is it Jordan?
Olmeyer.
You brought the pictures? And the negatives? Let me see them.
You first.
The game's over, little girl. You lose.
Are you gonna kill me like you killed Lana and Joanne?
Count on it. Right after you meet the rest of the tribunal.
I'd like to meet that bunch myself, Calder. Trust you'll make the introductions. Step over this way.
Double-crossed us.
Nice going, Matlock. Coffee.
I should have known you wouldn't have missed a party like this any more than Uncle Roy.
The world is full of surprises, Mr. Houston. Welcome to the Delta Tribunal.
Matlock call?
No. Drop was an hour ago. There's something wrong. I should have been there.
I would have been there if Matlock hadn't been so all-fired convinced there's a spy in the department.
You check the docks?
Some. There's miles of waterfront, Roy. If he had just said where.
Clyde, you gotta get me out of here.
I do, and the captain's got my backside on a plank. I'm 5 months from retirement, Roy.
It's my nephew out there.
That's all I can do, Roy. Where's the Napoleon? I could use one.
Clyde, what if I call the captain and try to pull that old act about being a friend of the federal judge?
A, he's home asleep. B, it's a 100-to-1 shot.
Well, those are the best odds I've had yet. You have his number?
Address book's in my jacket. I'll make one more sweep of the docks on my way to the station. Don't worry. When did I ever let you down?
I've been waiting 20 years for someone to say that.
Ronald T. Cates, 36. Professor of sociology at City College. Known to advocate communal living and marital experimentation. Chairman of the First Amendment Committee, civil rights activist, with a history of intervention in felony prosecutions. How do you rule?
Execute.
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 The tribunal has spoken. Ronald T. Cates. Execution. And now, one final verdict. The tribunal has asked for a summary judgment on the lives of Netta J. Ohlmeyer, alias Bess Jordan, and Matt Houston. How do you rule?
Execute. Phil, you're taking this too far. Negotiate with him.
Too much risk. Execute.
You people are not just killing criminals anymore, you're killing citizens.
Shut up. The verdict is...
What's going on here?
A trial. What does it look like?
But these people committed no crime.
Blackmail, assault.
Calder, you don't kill people for that.
They know too much.
Well, if we just explain to them why we've done what we've done.
You're outvoted, Clyde. Execute. Do it in the garden, Morris.
You hate the garden, you. Too many mosquitoes.
Well, I hate your manners, but I love your timing.
What do you think you're doing?
Putting a box around the Delta Triangle.
Better refigure, old man. Kill them all.
Now, wait a minute. What about the vote? What kind of a tribunal is this, Calder?
He's right, Calder. You can't take the law into your own hands.
What do you think you've been doing all this time, Clyde?
The vote won't change, Clyde.
I'm sorry, Roy.
Don't apologize to me. Apologize to Lou Hart and Billy and all the other friends we buried. They got worn down, too, when it seemed like the rules favor the bad guys, but they never broke those rules. They died for them.
I'm sorry about those men, Roy. But I think they'd understand what I have to do now. Like the old days, huh?
Almost.
Lost in, Uncle Roy?
Old friend. I was thinking about how they changed in the years to get away.
I always thought that the best part of old friends was that they bring out the best in one another.
Clyde's got a tough fight ahead of him, Matlock.
You got him the best lawyer in the city. He knows you care.
Yeah, I care.
So what you doing tonight?
Oh, I thought I'd just stay in. What are you going to do?
I'm going to the theater. Got the Rivington's tickets. Why don't you join us?
Maud Rivington? I think I'll just find a book.
Are you sure? I mean, we've got extra seats.
You may need 2 just for Maud.
Actually, Maud's not going.
No?
No, you see, I'm taking her niece and a girlfriend. They're just in from Dallas. A short time. Just long enough to apply to one of our modeling schools. But if you would prefer to be alone,
Then again, misery loves company.
got extra seats.
You may need 2 just for Maud.
Actually, Maud's not going.
No?
No, you see, I'm taking her niece and a girlfriend. They're just in from Dallas. A short time. Just long enough to apply to one of our modeling schools. But if you would prefer to be alone,
Then again, misery loves company. be you, Freddie.
I'm sorry about the cloak and dagger stuff, old chap. But I really think it's necessary.
Get to the point, Freddie. You dragged me across 2 continents to tell me something. What is it?
Petrovich.
I haven't heard that name in years.
Well, none of us has, but he's back.
It's impossible.
I saw him. He's already tried to kill me once. You remember what he said he'd do to us if we ever got out? We've got to tell the others. Go warn the others. It's too late for me. Tell Five Fingers about Petrovich.
You could say Freddie and I never saw eye to eye. Freddie used to think of the spy business as something out of Eric Ambler, Ian Fleming, glamorous, exciting.
Yeah, as opposed to you.
Who knew it was just being stuck in some third world country during a coup and enduring all-night vigils in the seediest places imaginable. Freddie and I used to spend a lot of time arguing our points of view.
And yet you rushed right over to Salzburg the moment he called.
Because we both held this common bond.
The Five Fingers.
Best team ever assembled by the company. 5 crackerjack agents. And now, 35 years later, Roman Petrovich is trying to kill us all.
Why would this Petrovich want to harm the Five Fingers?
We exposed him as a double agent. The Russians didn't take kindly to his cover being blown. They had gone to great lengths to establish it.
I thought we were all friends.
You sold us out there.
Or perhaps we should call you by your true name, Comrade Petrovich.
You found out my little secret.
Spying from Mother Russia and the company has kept you pretty busy.
I knew it was always just a matter of time before my cover was blown. But the KGB will welcome me back with open arms.
I sincerely doubt that, old chap. They won't appreciate that you've been using your double agent status for your own personal gain.
What are you talking about?
Smuggling out Russian national treasures and selling them here on the black market.
They don't know it's me.
They do now.
You don't understand what they'll do to me.
We know exactly what they'll do to you, old chap. Expect you'll be spending quite a bit of time in Siberia.
They can't keep me in jail forever. Our men have escaped. And when I do, I'll come back. And that's a promise. I'll be back for all of you.
He's been in a Russian prison for 35 years?
Obviously, he's not anymore. I gotta warn the others.
who are the other three?
Well, there's Ed Thompson. He's living up at Vegas. CJ's trying to get him on the phone. And then there's Reels.
Reels? Your old partner, Art McMillan, the movie buff?
Lives and breathes them.
Huh. Well, where do we find the fifth?
We don't. She's dead.
I'm afraid I've got some bad news, Roy.
Thompson?
He was killed in a car accident a few miles outside of Las Vegas just a few days ago. Apparently, his Jeep ran off the side of the road.
That was no accident.
So that means that Art McMillan's days are numbered.
Not if I have anything to say about it.
They're headed out of town. I know what to do when I find them.
Art left the company for this?
It's what's inside that counts. Hundreds of old movies. And Art inspects everyone before this company rents them out. A movie buff's paradise, if you ask me. Wolfman.
No, it's Dracula.
I'm telling you, it's Wolfman. There's the part where they shoot him with the silver bullets.
No, it's the part
It's
where he...
Frankenstein, and you're talking through the best part. Reels. Where's Frankenstein? Now, Frankenstein, where are you? Roy Houston, what are you doing up here?
It's Petrovich.
Look, I'm just an old man who likes to watch old movies. I'm not a part of that world anymore.
Sometimes that world doesn't want to leave us alone.
Maybe it will until the movie's over.
Listen. It's Frankenstein. That way.
Looks like Petrovich means to finish the job here.
Not if we finish him first.
visit this old friend that you haven't seen in years on the day he gets shot. And you expect me to believe that you don't know anything about it.
He was already dead when we got here.
Why do I find it so hard to believe?
Why would my uncle lie to you?
Because 9 out of 10 times when I run into you Houstons, it's not at a family picnic.
Don't get upset. It's bad for your ulcers.
You two are the reason that I have them.
Well, yelling is not going to get you those answers either, Hoyt.
How about withholding evidence pertaining to a murder investigation? Will that help me to get those answers?
Not if we don't have them, Lieutenant.
Well, God help you if you do. Especially if somebody else ends up dead because of it.
No one will be sorrier than me.
Look, do you mind explaining to me just what was going on back there?
What do you mean?
I know we all lie to Hoyt on occasion. I've been known to do it myself every now and then, but you got to throw him a tidbit, something to go on. You just stood there and lied to the man outright.
Company secrets, boy. We have gone to great lengths to keep our business away from outside eyes. And besides, this is between me and Petrovich.
Look, whoever shot McMillan pushed me down those stairs. I tell you, it was no 65-year-old Russian.
So, Petrovich got himself an accomplice. Even somebody as crafty as Petrovich needs a little help with the dirty work once he reaches the golden years.
I still think we ought to fill Hoyt in on this.
We're dealing with things here that only a select few were supposed to know.
He told me about it.
You're different. You're family. Besides, I need somebody to do my dirty work.
You gave me isn't very much to go on.
I didn't get a very good look at him, CJ. I mean, people usually show movies in the dark.
And of course, it's hard to orient yourself when you're falling head over heels down a flight of stairs.
But that still doesn't do Uncle Roy much good.
Houston, all I can do is keep trying.
I didn't mean to sneak up on you.
Sorry. A little edgy.
That's understandable.
If he would just come at me face to face or just get it over with.
I'd like you to give up so easily.
My friends are dead, Matlock. Not that I should be that surprised.